Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing great. So guys, a lot has been happening since VDM's arrest on Friday the 2nd of May 2025, and we have some vital updates for you on the state of VDM's case. So on Monday the 4th of March 2025, there was a solidarity march by Nigerians and supporters of VDM both within the country and outside of Nigeria, as people called for EFCC to release VDM and tell the public the reason for his arrest and detention.
EFCC, free my brother VeryDarkMan. He didn't do anything wrong. Free him immediately.
EFCC, free VeryDarkMan. VeryDarkMan did nothing to you guys. EFCC, tell us what in VeryDarkMan.
Our brother, VeryDarkMan, VDM, got arrested by EFCC in May 2025. Ross is super pissed because the EFCC broke the laws and grabbing VDM. This mess hurt VDM, his family, and scared everyone, making Nigeria democracy and justice system look like a joke. Why did the EFCC grab VDM? VDM, our brother, is a big deal on social media, always calling out government, bags, and big shots for their nonsense. On May 2, 2025, he was at GT Bank in Garek, Abuja, helping his mom figure out why money was managed. The FCC swiped him, arresting him and his friend C-Bank. Then we lost the track of VDM's mom for a bit, freaking out her family. The FCC said VDM was doing cyberstalking, but they didn't show the proof or say who complained. Sound fishy, right? Ross knows that they enabled him to shut him up for exposing powerful people. Nigeria laws say arrest got to be fair and follow laws, but EFCC's arrest of VDM was totally mess and illegal. Here's the how. They didn't tell anyone why. What happened? EFCC dragged VDM and C-Pack away without saying why. His mom was terrified and his family had no clue where he was until the lawyers tracked him to EFCC's jail. Nigeria Constitution, Section 35 says, cops must tell you why you are arrested right away. Yeah, language you got, they got to let your family know where you are too. The FCC keep quiet, straight up, illegal. Why is so bad? VDM's family was panicked, couldn't get a lawyer fast, and VDM was stuck with no way to defend himself. Arrest was a hot mess. No clear warrant. FCC waived a warrant signed by a judge, saying VDM did cyberstalking, but they didn't show it to VDM did not arrest. And when his lawyer asked for the details, they dodged. Not even say who snitched, shady. Also back acting suspicious. VDM's lawyer said he was locked inside the GT bag store for 5 minutes. Then FCC busted in. Felix the bag tipped them off. GT bag swear they are innocent, but CCTV show the arrest happened right there. We ate by it. Acting like jokes. FCC blind forward VDM and C-Pack, calls them robots, threatened to shoot and scare VDM's mom, plus some pregnant women and old folks nearby. The EFCC Act, Section 7, say arrest needs the proper warning and the good reason. The Constitution, Section 35, bans random arrest. This scale arrest make everyone think EFCC can grab everybody. No question asked. And they also lock it up too long. What happened? VDM got nabbed May 2, but by May 4, over 44 hours, the FCC didn't charge him or take him to court. They even tired questioning C-Pack without charges. It's make no sense. The Constitution, Section 35 says, you got 24 to 48 hours max before court or release. EFCC hold VDM longer. It's illegal. It's abusing power. VDM was stuck in a cell, unable to fight back. People think EFCC just fishing for criminals. Right after arrest, EFCC blasted on social media that VDM's a cyber-stalking criminal, posting his picture and his name, but no proof. The Constitution, Section 36 says, you are innocent until proved guilty. The FCC is supposed to keep investigation quiet. Calling VDM a criminal before a trial is illegal. Why FCC acting like this? Because FCC trying to silence VDM. VDM got no chair, roasting FCC boss for being useless as exposing back scams. That's pissed off some big shot. Back in February 2025, VDM warned the FCC was plotting to frame him with a video of him spreading cash. Not being here after he checked the GT bag, too convenient. The FCC used cyberstalking as an excuse to shut up critics. No catch crops. FCC can investigate and arrest like it's nothing, but nobody watches them.
Over the weekend, the hashtag FreeVDM topped the trends after activist Martin Sorshe also known as VeryDarkMan, was arrested by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission outside a Guaranty Trust Bank branch in Abuja. His arrest followed his public criticism of the bank for allegedly making unauthorized withdrawals from his mother's account. Well, according to his lawyer, Deji Adeyoju, VDM was ambushed by EFCC operatives and trapped inside GTB's exit door for over 5 minutes, a move he claims was a deliberate ploy to allow the anti-graft officers to effect his arrest. Many Nigerians, including VDM's brother, Mark Vincent Oshe, have accused the bank of complicity in the arrest and called for a boycott of the bank.
We've heard from the EFCC, the bail conditions for the social media activist. And then on the other hand, on the one hand, we hear it's based on, what's it called, complaints from individuals. And then EFCC says, no, it's no such thing, it's fake news. This miscommunication, is that what is giving oxygen to this?
If the EFCC is able to determine what is fake news, one would expect too that it will sell us the proper news, the proper situation of things. Right. I think I like the slogan of the EFCC where before now when it says the EFCC will get you anytime, anywhere, right? So that's connotes a very powerful organization that's ubiquitous. In that case, it's and then an individual, that kind of powerful organization against an individual, the organization should show some restraint and should show some measure of application of standards. You see, I can say this on behalf of Ola Olukayode, the chairman of the EFCC, that he's committed to standards. But sometimes, oftentimes, the operatives of the EFCC get somewhat overzealous, and when they do that, it shouldn't be too difficult to explain. Now, the problem we have here, and that's a very dangerous situation where you find young people going to the bank, the premise of the bank, going to protest because they're dealing with a very influential personality called VeryDarkMan. That is well loved. In fact, his followership is phenomenal. Now, and that's the reason why EFCC as an organization that also requires the goodwill of the public in its fight against corruption and financial crimes should actually deal carefully with an individual like VeryDarkMan. Now, there's a problem. He has been arrested, and then there seemed to be a form of strong, cooperation that was offered by the Guaranty Trust Bank. The expectation is a show of accountability on the part of the EFCC and the bank by simply explaining to Nigerians that this is exactly what's happening. Nobody is saying that the VeryDarkMan is above the law. However, when it seems
the bank in question says, they don't have a hand in it. The young man, the VDM, was arrested outside the premises of the bank. Now they've exculpated themselves, more or less.
But Nigerians don't believe. And that's the more reason why an authority like the EFCC should be the forefront of showing a level of accountability to the people by saying this and such a reason is why we arrested VeryDarkMan. And of course, because of the presumption of innocence, it should be assumed that he has been granted bail. And then so that report,
given bail conditions, he will not be released until he meets his bail conditions, and he will be taken to court.
Well, that's the report. That's the report accredited to the BBC.
Right.
However, it's nothing difficult for the EFCC. EFCC has fantastic spokesmen. Whether you talk about Dele or Wilson Wajire, these are people who are very experienced in the business of public relations and public communication. So it's not difficult to communicate it. The problem is, Nigerians lose respect for the EFCC when it fails to do very simple things like this, or when it seems as if it's doing the bidding of one person. The chairman is not like that. I can say that because I've had a personal contact with him. So my mindset about the way he operates is a matter of very high ethical standards.
Why is it not reflecting in his
that's the reason why that's the reason why people protest. That's the reason why we must say that this is not the proper thing to do, especially for a very influential person like VeryDarkMan. My expectation is that simply go and tell the public what is done, and now because of the presumption of his innocence, announce the bail conditions. I think it's valid a point if someone says that you could have simply invited him. For a long time, and when the FCC carries out one form of publication as to a wanted person, the people show up because they know that from the current criminal arrangement, whether you even flee abroad, you'll be caught. So my expectation is that the EFCC should show some measure of accountability to the people. It's not the government to itself.
How can the EFCC show accountability? How can the EFCC fix this? What's looking in your eyes like a damage to the reputation of the EFCC?
I think just do the right thing. I would have expected they call a press conference, because you can see that in this age of the social media, where people like VeryDarkMan reign as I would say as kings. They carry a lot of influence in that place, and every young Nigerian nearly sees this sort of fellows as role models. So it's not a very good thing if now the EFCC is seen as the oppressor, as the one that can be used by the government to suppress free speech. Because so in order not to allow, because we see that label of these explanations as fake news, in order not to allow the constant growing fake news to be preponderant, you have to make the proper statement, give the statement. So what the EFCC should do now, in realizing that it doesn't matter whether he's a young person, the level of his popularity demands that a press briefing be given immediately to show some measure of accountability to Nigerians, that you don't work for yourself and that you are not against Nigerians, and that we are all in the business of fighting corruption together, fighting financial crimes, or whatever, in this case is cyberstalking. Nobody really wants it.
Let's talk about the cyberstalking. Is it being... okay. Very quickly, we're going to say...
cyberstalking. Cyberstalking, you see, look, until you become a victim of some of these crimes, you would not find the EFCC to be a very useful organization. In this case, we're saying that it has to be on the good side of the people so that it can enjoy the goodwill of the people. After all, it's set up to serve the people. Cyberstalking can be a very dangerous crime, especially when it attacks innocent people. But the VeryDarkMan is seen in the eyes of Nigerians, especially young Nigerians, as a freedom fighter, as someone who's speaking on their behalf, and it does it in such an innovative manner, plain. It doesn't with a lot of and then it comes out to be well loved, and that's strange. And some of us are very impressed with him. And in that case, the FCC should even see such persons as partners, even when they make mistakes. And in that case, they should not. Of course, he's already a hero, but you increase his heroism when you arrest him in such a manner and refuse to explain.
Due to people's outrage at the arbitrary way in which VDM's arrest was carried out, and also the increased demands to know what he did wrong and accusations made against the EFCC by several Nigerians, including high-profile politicians and celebrities, the EFCC released an official statement where they mentioned that VDM was arrested because of numerous complaints that have been made against him concerning allegations of cyberstalking. It should be noted that they never gave the names of those who made these complaints or when the complaints were made. They also went ahead to claim that the reason why they arrested him in the manner in which they did was because they had invited him on several occasions to their office, but he had not showed up. In their statement, they also assured the public that VDM will be granted administrative bail and will be released once the conditions for the bail are met. Unfortunately, VDM's lawyer, Barrister Deji Adeyanju, and his best friend Kokoppee have all come out to tell the public that this was just a paper and social media bail because they have not been presented with the conditions for the bail so that they can fulfill it and ensure VDM's release.
The EFCC has not brought any petition written against VDM. Up until now, they've not given any bail condition, meaning they've not granted VDM bail. VDM is still in the EFCC custody. Everything you see online is not happening offline. They just put that one online to offer us offline. VDM is still arrested and kidnapped inside the EFCC custody. They've not brought bail condition. They have not brought bail condition. They have not brought the petition. They have not shown us any petition. They want to deceive us. They have not released VDM. Free VDM, EFCC, free VDM. Stop lying to us.
With this revelation from Barrister Deji and Kokoppee, many Nigerians have been left asking the question, what is EFCC afraid of? What don't they want VDM to come out and tell the public? In line with all the questions that people are having on social media, retired investigative journalist Kemi Olunloyo has come out with reliable information on who is behind VDM's arrest. And guys, you will be shocked at who is actually pulling the strings in this saga. Listen to Ms. Kemi explain her findings in this voice note.
Good morning, retired investigative journalist Dr. Kemi Olunloyo for Kemi Talks Media. It's Tuesday, the 6th of May, 2025, the latest on VDM. I spoke to an EFCC source anonymously. As an investigative journalist, you have to have a lot of sources, and you cannot quote them. I'm retired now, but I decided to get into this story for reasons best known to me. I'm giving you updates, and that's all it is. I might leave and pull out of the story at any time. I'm not covering, and I'm not investigating. I want to make that clear to everybody, okay? There was an interrogation around 2:33, for about an hour or two yesterday at the EFCC, okay? And Deji Adeyanju was apparently there because VDM will not talk to anyone at the EFCC without a lawyer present. The main talk about this arrest had to do with Mercy Chinwo, a gospel singer, okay, who sued VDM for billions of dollars or naira or whatever. At the end of the day, she sued him for VDM getting involved in something about the manager okay, being owed money and trying to help the manager retrieve money. So this case is majorly, I would say 60% about Mercy Chinwo, okay? Now, I know a lot of people are going to her page and you're bullying her and trolling her and all these different things. That's your own thing on the internet, not mine, okay? But she is a whole more than 50% of this arrest. Now, some of the stuff that happened in the interrogation was told to some of us in the media. Number one, the EFCC questioned VDM on his source of income, all right? Now, many of you know that he has an NGO, and many of you donated to that NGO, and Don Jazzy also donated 100 million at one point, okay? They asked him, what was the source of income? How does he create content? Which is a stupid question. You can't ask me how I create content, okay? You don't ask me how I do my job, okay? How does he create content? If the EFCC, a money parastatal, doesn't know how people can create content and make money on social media from all this monetization, however small these monetization are in Africa, it's really bad that they don't know. How does he create content? Okay, what kind of content he creates? He doesn't have to tell them all that, okay? But in Nigeria, if you don't talk, they won't do anything. You'll stay there longer. At the end of the day, they were asking him for things like that. His source of income, how does he create content? How does he generate income from creating content? And a lot of questions on the Mercy Chinwo and the GTB, case. There were other things that were asked as well. I can't tell you most of it, but GTB and Mercy Chinwo are in front. Meanwhile, BBC Pidgin is pissed off and they insist that Dele Oyewale spoke to them. Okay, they insist that Dele Oyewale spoke to them on the record. Okay, this is what they do in Nigeria. This is what the parastatals do. They lie all the time. And when they can't lie anymore, they come to people like Kemi Olunloyo's Twitter and tweet under it. Because they know that anything I say, you will believe it. And anything I say is real. So they come and lie under my tweet. Okay, BBC insists that they spoke to them. Dele Oyewale spoke to them. And at the end of the day, they're trying to make a big media outlet. Okay, a foreign international media outlet look like they're liars. They posted their stories everywhere and put fake news over it. You need to stop over there. Okay, Olanipeku, you need to stop and tell your people. Okay, Olanipeku, Olati Sofa Wenye, come on, tweet nonsense. International media will book in now. Ajazia did your people not to cook me now. Timaba is so my bring going down the bail because you're all liars, cheats, and frauds. Oh, lady, but going now, man, it's because you worry now. Oh, everybody. What is wrong? Why can't you be transparent? Why can't you use PR, real PR, and do what you gotta do? You're running everybody up, down, left, right because a lot of youth are involved. Everybody needs to resign. Okay, no, everybody's doing a huge, horrible job at national security right now. People have died all this year. Since it's been there, people have been dying. If I bring all my archives out, Air Force bombed somewhere by accident, Army bombed somewhere. Innocent Nigerians are getting killed all the time. Everybody's sitting there calling himself a national security advisor. Look at what's happening in Plateau, Benue, Uromi, everywhere. And then he's sitting down there thinking that the Nigerians are going to, youth are going to go, how am I going to anarchy? There's going to be massive anarchy in Nigeria. I see it coming. Be straightforward for once. Everybody in the Nigerian government. There are no multiple petitions. Then what is this? What is this? Is this not a petition by Mercy Chinwo at least? What about this GT Bank one? Are they asking the EFCC to question VDM over what? Cyberstalking or what? Which one is it? You went to put a narrative for cybercrime out. Cybercrime is Yahoo. Did he do Yahoo? You're asking for a source of income, but you can't ask the politicians their own source of income. Was it not some people asking for Tinubu's source of income at one time? Have all the governors declared their assets? Some have not. Stop running Nigeria like it's yours. You guys are stupid. My name is Dr. Kemi Olunloyo. You guys are fucking stupid. You will burn that country down before you know it. They will look for all the politicians' children and they will... Don't let me talk. I've said it now. And don't nobody come to me and tell me I'm a prophetess when these things happen. Because I'm not a prophetess. I'm a retired investigative journalist that did the job, put the work in, and still being abused every day. Nonsense. It's Tuesday, May 6, 2025.
So guys, what do you think about this revelation? Are you surprised? Do you believe Mercy Chinwo is capable of abusing the law like this, given that she is a woman of God and they preach justice, equality, and compassion? Let us know what you think in the comment section. Also, many Nigerians are still analyzing the EFCC statement released regarding VeryDarkMan's arrest and the reason for his arrest, as many are still struggling to understand what the EFCC means when they talk about cyberstalking. What does it constitute, and who can actually bring a case against someone for cyberstalking?
EFCC, everybody knows that VeryDarkMan is not my friend, but please, una fit come explain wetin una write for una page, because I've read that official statement you guys dropped on your official Instagram page, I no understand. What you wanna say you do? Because honestly, we might have our differences, but it's Tuesday. What did he do? I not go school. Please, intelligent people, help me. What did they write? I don't understand.
So guys, let us know what you think about this whole situation in the comment section. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe if you have not yet done so. See you in the next video. Bye.